Hey guys, sorry we missed you today. Let's go through everything so you don't miss a thing. Now, the first thing we talked about is that we've got two major summative grades. That's a test grade for independent reading. The first half of the quarter, we're focusing on your reading journal revision, right? That's a 100-point test grade. And what we did is we wrote at least two reading journal entries. That was Journal A and Journal B. And then what we did is we tried to pick one to revise and submit. And we want you to go ahead and highlight your sentence starters, highlight your textual evidence, and submit on Schoology. And remember, that is due on the 7th for A Day and on the 9th for B Day. So that's day 2 of this week. The second half of the quarter is what we're going to move towards now. We're going to start working towards our reading playlist, which is again a 100-point test grade. It's going to be all throughout October. You're going to go ahead and set and meet a reading goal, complete at least one Newsela activity, and write one reading journal entry. Now, we're going to start on that goal today, and this is all going to be due on October 27th for A Day and October 29th for B Day. So what is this reading playlist thing? Well, actually, let me show you what it is, right? Again, it's not due until the 27th or 29th, but it is a test grade. So let's walk through it. The first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go ahead and set and work hard to meet a personal reading goal. In addition to that, we want you to keep a record of all the books you've read throughout quarter 1. Third, complete one Newsela article and its accompanying quiz. And last but not least, we want you to complete one reading journal of at least 200 words or more about characters in your book. Those 4 things, and we're going to work on it all of October. So let's do that first step. When we talk about goal setting, it really has to make up 4 things. Number 1, this goal has to be motivating, which means you actually have to want to do it, because if it's not motivating, you won't do it. Number 2, this goal has to be challenging, which means it has to be novel. It means something that you haven't done yet or something you haven't done in a while. So it's a little bit of a challenge for you. Third, we want to make sure it's measurable. And by that we mean if there is some random person who is looking at your evidence when you show evidence of how your progress on your goal, that random person should be able to look at your evidence and say, oh yeah, of course they met their goal. It needs to be clear. And last but not least, it needs to be achievable. When we say achievable, we mean something you can actually get done in the time frame. So a little hint, you probably want to make sure that you choose a reading goal for something you have easy access to because you have 3 weeks to work on this. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and choose a reading goal. Now, remember, this is due in 3 weeks, so you need to keep that in mind when you're thinking about your goals. There's a bunch of possible goals here, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pause so you can actually read these to yourself. You go ahead and pause too. Great. Now, we want you to be thinking about a goal that you might choose that might be fitting for you, right? Something that, again, is motivating, challenging, measurable, and achievable. Out of these goals. So when you feel like you've got a goal that works for you, let's write it down. Let's go to Schoology and let's click on the yellow reading playlist folder. Then click on your October reading playlist and, last but not least, click on your reading goal check. You should see a screen that looks similar to this. But don't click Start New Attempt yet. First, click on that yellow highlighted line. This one, right here. That looks like this when you open it up. Find your goal on this page and copy it. Now go back to your reading goal check, click Start New Attempt, and paste your answer in the box. Of course, don't forget to change any blanks to the goal to make it specific for you. Now, scroll down a little bit and explain to us here why this goal is both challenging and achievable for you in this time frame. Now, one more time, go over to that Google Doc. This one, and under the evidence, I'm going to want to go ahead and choose the evidence that I want to use. I'm going to copy it, go right back into my Schoology, and paste. Don't forget to review and submit. Here's our next thing. Now, we did a lot of work today in breakout rooms, which means this. In some rooms, we went ahead and we worked on students' boxes and bullets because they needed to be revised. In another room, I started to get students going on actually turning their boxes and bullets into paragraphs. And in another room, we actually had students who were catching up on late work because they hadn't even started boxes and bullets. But what does that mean for you? Well, you need to figure out where you are. This is what we did do. This is what we did, though, in Learning Lab. We wanted to make sure that we finished and revised and polished our boxes and bullets so they were as strong as possible. We worked on our reading journal revision mastery summative, which, again, reminder, that's a 100-point test grade. We also made sure to go ahead and work on late work if anything was overdue, like our writing longer beginning of the year writing diagnostic. Now, if necessary for your reading goal, if you need to check out an ebook from Mac and VIA and LCPS, please do so. Remember, here's how you get there. Go to LCPS Go. Go ahead and go up to your search bar, type in Mac and VIA, M-A-C-K, and it'll take you there. Here, to our Mac and VIA page. If you're done with all the above, you can always go ahead and work on your new reading playlist, which means to go ahead and read a new Zella article, take the accompanying quiz, work on your reading journal entry, or just read for your reading goal. That about covers it. If you have questions or if you need more help, shoot me an email. Otherwise, go ahead and start on your work. You got this.